makeup babies, let's do an everyday makeup routine. I am tired and in prep, so give me some grace. I had to cut a whole piece after that because I was just standing around and I didn't know what I was doing. First, we prime the fuck down. I love the e.l.f. hydrating primer, and I mix it with another primer too because I really want to be super, super dewy, and I feel like without priming, it doesn't really keep my dewiness. For whatever reason, my foundation like soaks into my skin because I'm so dry this time of year. So we are doing layers, girl. Layers and layers of makeup. You know, while I film this too, we can talk about, some of the things that you might want to do before you start getting into makeup. And first things first is skincare. And get your hair out the way. I feel like, you could use whatever primer, whatever foundation. It could be so expensive. But if you're not prepping your skin before, it's not going to turn out right. So I'll have to make you guys a little skincare video as well. But I like to use a beauty blender for my primer just because I don't really want to use my hands too much. Fully coating, looking gleamy, beautiful. A little dance party? Yeah, girl. I don't even know what I was listening to. Something good. I filmed this a while ago, so my prep brain does not remember. Ooh, okay, fan action. I like to use a fan to dry it slightly and get it kind of tacky for my foundation, which I really like the Double Wear from Estee Lauder. I used to use this when I was in high school, when Double Wear was super fucking thick and like crazy cakey. And I liked it then because it was 2016 makeup era, but now their formula's a little bit lighter, and so I feel like it's just so much more breathable, stackable. It doesn't really budge though. I mean, you guys have seen some of my pictures or video stories after I put on a full face of makeup later in the day, and that shit stays on. I mean, even my show makeup, same foundation as my base. I currently am a little tan, but I use a slightly tanner foundation because I do use a pretty light concealer. You want to make sure that you're not making yourself a ghost. Don't go too light. Also, don't go too dark, of course, because you'll probably look crazy. A little, blackfacey. I don't know if I should say that. But anyways, I'm gonna get canceled. But anyways, yeah, you don't want that, girl. So make sure you go in person to go match your foundation, because I hate ordering foundation online. It's just not a good move because you don't really know exactly what color you need for different companies. So, a little Shape Tape. Everyone loves the Shape Tape. You don't have to use these expensive brands that I'm using now. I will give some drugstore options. I might even just film a whole drugstore video because that's my roots. That's what I usually use. I'm a little bougier now because I can afford it, but I was not always able to afford this kind of makeup. So in the future, I will be doing something with that. This is my first time talking over such a long video without any cuts, so pardon me if I sniffle and cough or wheeze or whatever, or drink my gallon of water, because we got a show coming up in 4 weeks. Also, when you're doing this with your concealer, right, we want to keep it where we put it. So you don't want to be spreading it out everywhere. You want to keep the concealer in that same area because you're trying to highlight those portions of your face to make you look more snatched. Anyways, so yeah, really making sure you're just patting down. You are not, especially if you're using a beauty blender, do not like rub it against your face. You need to pat, like hard little pats. I mean, not too hard. Do not hurt yourself. But make sure that it's actually, sinking into your skin slightly. I like to really make sure I look at every angle because you can really miss things if you aren't thorough. Especially if you're brain dead like me right now. This fucking palette always gives me so many struggles. Like, I can never open it with nails on, and girl, I always got nails on. So, I got creative-ish. I almost used my teeth. My man always yells at me for doing that shit because I'm so bad about it. But I finally got her open. Yay! Mama, we made it. Some liquid/cream blush is always my fave. I don't really have any kind of a good eye for what blush should be on what person, but, I think that it's kind of up to you. What do you like? Do you like super pinky blush? And don't be shy. Don't be shy with the blush, okay? Blush is in right now. Blush is cute. I love it. And plus a cream blush, you're going to be putting translucent powder or even just like a color that's close to your foundation color powder-wise over this. And so it's going to tone it down a lot. So you just want a nice little layer underneath so you look a little sun-kissed. It's kind of nice. You don't just want a one-dimensional, like, color palette on your face. Then you lose a lot of your features, and makeup's here to enhance your features, babies. Enhancing. Looking cute. We got our base done. Now to set, I love the Huda Beauty little baby pink powder. Oh my god, it's so cute. It looks so good. It smells good, too. Honestly, I love how that powder smells. And that's important to me because I hate when makeup smells like shit. Do you guys hear that fucking car? What the hell? Anyways, I like to use a little bit of a baking method, but I don't go too heavy like some people do. I want it to just have a light film of the powder still on top. I don't need like this huge amount of product being kind of wasted in my opinion. I also like to carve out my cheeks a little bit. Kind of pat everything else, just making sure that it stays on for the day, but you're not using too much product. Just lightly brushing it off, giving yourself a nice coating everywhere, kind of rubbing off that bake. You don't really need to bake for that long if you're dry like me. If you have very oily skin, y'all can get away with it. Or if you're using a super thick foundation, sure. But if not, I will crack and peel and look crazy. So next, little drinky drink. My little morning drinky drink. So good. Little dance party. I really could tell I was just doing this off of a whim because that's how I feel like all my videos go. You gotta brush out those brows. We're gonna start doing those bad boys next. We're gonna try to make them look like twins, not sisters. So I like going in and kind of shaping and filling the brow first with a pencil. This was kind of difficult to film like this, so I'm sorry if you can't see it super well, but I'm just adding a nice shape. How you want to shape your brow is up to you, but a lot of people like to do their eyebrows off camera and then show the rest of the look. I think this is very essential. Eyebrows are very important for the face. Especially making them not too thick. For years, I loved the Anastasia brow dip and went pretty hard with it, as everyone did in 2016 that thought they were makeup influencers. So, we've lightened it up a bit. I also don't really like the soap brow look that's very popular right now. It's just not really my cup of tea. I think it's a little too for me. I like something a little more sleek. I don't like a too thin of a brow either, so, I like a balanced brow, if you will. So shading in the other side. Feathering up in those front parts of the brow to kind of give it like hair-like dimension. But we're going to do that more so with actually one of my liquid eyeliners that I use for my wings because I'm crazy. Oh, I actually did something. Oh, I had to clean it up because I fucked something up, I think. Anyways, just use a little bit of your foundation color. Don't use your concealer color. It's too light. Too light. Look at that little hair on there. That's gross. Princess hairs everywhere. My kitty just loves to be a part of everything I do. She was literally watching me while I made this video. So, gotta appreciate the love. Anyways, I put it on a clean applicator for this, but you could just use like a brush or a Q-tip or whatever. I'm blessed that I have some makeup supplies because I'd be doing makeup for other people. So, you can get little Q-tips like this on Amazon or Temu or TikTok Shop or wherever the hell you like to consume your products. Anyways, just kind of carving her out, giving her the shape I really, really want. Because you don't want this to be too thick as your base of your brow. This is a pretty intense brow routine. I don't feel like everyone needs to go as hard as I do, but I love a good brow. So I find it very important. I like to also work that product that I just put on into the rest of the skin so it doesn't look so obviously different. Now we're going to use that liquid eyeliner. And then, because I have such black hair and I like having a dark brow, I like to just use a pure black liner pen because it's easier. And that's where we're going to add in little hairs and the details and kind of just give her the life that she deserves. Tiny, tiny strokes, tiny little strokes. You don't need to go heavy-handed with this. It's going to just do its thing. See, look at that. Already looking more like a little fluffy brow. I like that. Not the soap brow. That's too fluffy for me personally. Nice little finger angle. Sorry about that, guys. I will get better at this as I go on. But I think you get the general idea of what's going on here. Oh my gosh, you can see my cupping bruises on the tops of my shoulders from my massage over the weekend. It's so good, but it looks so horrible. Look like I've been touched by an octopus. So, just cleaning everything up, making sure they're sisters, looking at different angles. Heck yeah. Looks pretty dark right now, I know, but once we put on my dramatic ass lashes, it really evens it all out. Making sure we dry everything. We don't want to smudge things by accident, even though, as you saw from the first clip, we will fuck some things up, but I will show you how to fix it, and it'll all be okay. Man, what am I contemplating? Oh, it's time. It's time for the dreaded eyeliner. Usually I'm pretty dang good with it, but of course while I'm filming is the one time that I just blink and mess it all up. First side, beautiful, great, nice, 10 out of 10. You don't always have to do a wing. I just like a thick lash, and so I feel like you need a little bit of liner as the base, just because, there's gonna be gappage, and I feel like it makes it look like a strip lash if you do not do the liner. Hello, mama. Hello, a woman behind you. Anyways, easy fix. Let it dry for a second, and then kind of rub off what product you can from your little accident. Then you can go in over top of it with your beauty blender that you already used, because it already has the product on it, so you don't really have to worry about it. Lightly. Powder puff. Contemplate life choices. Get back to it. Okay, let's try this again. Careful, Aaron. I don't know why I was so blinky. But yeah. Just on the struggle bus today with this eye. I don't know why. I even jacked it up a tiny bit more and I was like, whatever. I'm gonna just fix it. You guys cannot tell. It's okay. You guys don't have to be perfect when you're doing eyeliner, especially when you're putting a lash on top. It doesn't matter. It's not that deep, y'all. It's not that deep. but I do like to clean it up as much as I can. Fixing. I really went in on this eyeliner situation. It's so fun, like, watching this back instead of doing this at the same time. I think from now on I'm gonna start doing just, like, talking while I'm doing the makeup, because this voiceover is, like, kind of lame. I feel like it's not as engaging, too. You guys let me know how you feel about it in the comments, because I just want to be able to produce good content for you guys, because I know I've had a lot of girls hit me up about, you know, I don't know how to do makeup, and we don't have Jaclyn Hill anymore. Like, we do, but, like, let's be so for real. We don't have a lot of influencers or makeup people like we did back in 2016 that taught me everything. You know, I didn't have a mom that really was into beauty like me, and the best way I found was YouTube. Honestly, that's how I've operated a lot of my life, is YouTube Academy. Really, it works. Alright, we're gonna just go ahead and line that lip. Lashes are generally, like, the last thing I do. You want to line your lip just to keep that color for most of the day, and I feel like it adds a little bit more volume to your lips. I also get filler and Botox, so I don't have to work too hard on that anymore, but trust me, y'all, your girl had some thin-ass lips before, so I used to overdraw the shit out of them to achieve this look. Do not care, just do it. It's fun, it makes you feel confident. Do what you want with your makeup, okay? But if you don't like it, don't fucking do it. I don't really give a shit. Now, I like a little bit of a lighter liquid lip on the inside, and then I kind of just migrate them together. I'll use, like, a drier part of the brush and just kind of mix them together. Yes. Little blend, because you don't want a super hard line. You want it to, like, ombre a little bit, but it gives you depth, right? We're doing things, we're shadowing things, we're making things, you know, appear different than what they are, right? This is all an illusion. Similar to, like, bodybuilding posing. You know, you look great, right? You know, everyone's beautiful, but we are trying to manipulate what we really look like into something a little bit more glamorous, or a little bit more what we like, or fantasy, or whatever. But it's time for lash. It's so time. You know what? I just realized I did not contour, like, at all in this video. Oops. I have such a thin face right now, I don't really think about contour too much. When I'm a little bit thicker and I have a little bit of more cheek, less angle, I do like to make sure to contour. So I will have to, when I do more of a full face, like show day makeup, which I think I will when I'm at the Emerald Cup, I'll do a full show makeup. Okay, this is important, y'all. Light layer on the lash, light layer on the lash. This is where everyone struggles, okay? We don't need a shit ton of glue on there, because we're gonna do my fancy little trick with this, all right? Just, you know, light layer. I like the translucent Duo Glue. I've used it since I was literally 13 years old, and I will continue using it until I die. I put a super light layer on where I'm going to put the lash. Just dot it. Just dot it, girl. This just ensures that she ain't budging. She is not moving. She is staying. And where you put her, too. Like, that's very important. You don't want this lash to slip around when you apply it. So that's why you need it to be tacky. You don't want the glue to be fully dried or just straight up wet still. Little dance party. Little dance party. We give those lashes a second. Let them process. Let them dry a tiny bit. Sometimes I'll blow on them when I am in a rush. But I was looking for something. What am I looking for? What am I searching for? I think I was looking for tweezers. All right, little drinky break. Literally, right there. Oh my god. Prep brain is so real. Anyways, I use tweezers. I make sure there's nothing on the lash. These are lashes I literally have already used several times because I reuse lashes. If you think that's gross, don't reuse your lashes. I don't know what to tell you. Anyways, I like to then, like, once I place the lash, it should place pretty dang easily. I like to make sure she's really on there, and then just with your tweezers or like a spoolie or something, I want you to kind of work your other lashes into the lash that you're putting on, because you have a little mascara on there. You want that mascara to kind of blend in with the lash. You don't want to have like a gap where you can see your natural lashes and then there's a fake eyelash there. You want these to look like they're lash extensions that you just paid. Oh my god, I did not get any of that. Great. I'm sorry, y'all. You want these to look like you paid $300 for a full set and fills are $150, girl. Like, nah, this is a Temu lash for 50 cents. But we out here looking like we're bougie, balling on a budget. Always. Beautiful, beautiful. Do you just see how, like, the brow doesn't look as intense because of... Oh, my God. I was so upset. I thought I broke it. But no. She slides right back in. But yeah, like, you know, you need a little mix of drama throughout the face. You know, if you have a light brow, you probably should not do a super extreme lash. Unless you like that look, that's fine. Like, very art deco, art pop vibes. But... you know, if I have slightly lighter hair, I kind of don't wear as big of lashes because I feel like it just does not work. It doesn't work, bitch. But she's ready. She's slaying. I gotta straighten my hair and finish up because I literally have work after this. Oh my god, I almost forgot. Highlight. So important. She's beautiful. I love this Fenty Beauty highlighter. My friend Jelly actually got me into Fenty because I was like, you know, it's nice, but I never really tried the products. Girl, let me tell you, this is so pretty. And it's so pretty in the light. Like, in natural lighting, oh my god. It is pretty chunky, glittery, so you gotta really like an intense glitter. I like to put some on the tip of my nose, cheekbones, right on, like, my top of my lip, whatever that's called, and then right at the top of my forehead as well. Give her a little glow. She's looking beautiful, you know, and we're ready to go. Bye, y'all.